Hello everyone and welcome to a new in and out video. It's February of 2025 we're talking about, and I do want to share everything with you that has come into my life, everything that I have decluttered from my life, and also quite a bit about just how the month has been for me. So one thing first, I'm drinking some tea I brought back from Morocco, a big part of what I did this month, but also finally a cold or something has caught up with me. I've been very, very mildly sick maybe for the past 2 months, just a tiny little bit, which is kind of normal during winter. But now it got me. I quite feel it. But we're doing the video and we're starting with how the month went. So maybe it's not always apparent from when I upload videos, and I don't know who has seen all the videos I uploaded, but for the first 2 weeks of this month, I went on my very first actual real solo travel adventure. I think I've been traveling solo a little bit when I still was a teenager, but then I had my son and I have a family now, and we always travel together, right? At least either with my son or my boyfriend. So I never really travel alone, but it's something that has been on my bucket list, or something I really wanted to do, to travel solo as well, because I just think it's really interesting for me to learn about myself, but also it's just a different kind of travel, which is also really fun. And another thing that I want to do for a long time is travel outside of Europe. And so I went by train and by ferry to Morocco, to Africa, and I spent about 10 days there, traveled around a lot, actually, very fast travel compared to my usual slower travel. And then I came back by train again. I was gone for a total of 15 days, and I had a great time. I met amazing people, I've seen beautiful nature, I've documented everything in this little series. I think it's a packing video and 4 vlogs. And I hope you might have seen them, and if not, you can check them out now. And if you're not interested, then I'm gonna continue with other things just in a minute. But it was everything I hoped it would be, and it really makes me want to travel more solo and with other people. And it's been good. But I've also again learned and reflected a lot, especially about political things and what it means for me as a very privileged European person with a strong passport to travel to a country with people that don't have such a strong passport, that do not have the same abilities to travel as I have, that don't have the same privileges that I have. And a part of me is always is traveling in general ethical at all? Or is there no way to travel ethically? And then another part of me is just it's complex and we're just gonna do and make the best out of it. And so how can we travel and live more ethically? And that's something I've been thinking about. That's something I've been trying to do while traveling, and also will think a lot about for future trips. And I talked a lot more about that in a Patreon podcast episode. So if you're interested in that, maybe check out Patreon. And now I think before we continue to the stuff, how was my second half of the month? Honestly, it's been work. I came back and I worked a lot on the videos, because I did publish more videos than usual and it was a lot of work. I worked in my social work job and I got sick somewhere. I don't know if it was my family, if it was my work, if it was something like the trip, but it's been a bit too long after the trip that it's that. I don't know. But it's been a good month, but it's been a really full month. But now, let's continue with the things that have come into my life and that I have decluttered. Maybe first, let's talk about the ins. Number one is the earring. I think we're just going to talk about that first, because it's maybe the most apparent thing. So I bought this silver earring in Morocco. Usually they do sell just 2 of the same earring, but this one was just a single one. And I want to have different ones for both ears. And now I have one, and at some point I'm going to add a second one, I think. And here we really have to talk a little bit about minimalism, because for the longest time, for years now, I did not wear jewelry on purpose. And like I didn't wear earrings. I did, of course, wear earrings in the past. I have like, how do you call them? I have holes in my ears, you know? But for the past, I think it's been about 1.5 years that I've been thinking about incorporating like earrings again. Also with the short hair, I think you can see them really well. And I wanted to try it out. Honestly, when I put this earring in, I felt very, very unsure. They had a mirror there, and I looked at that mirror and I saw that earring. And first, actually, I put it in the other ear, and I was like, "Ooh, no, that does not feel good. Ooh, this is just the person I'm seeing in the mirror is not the person I want to be." I still also felt like putting it into the other ear and getting used to it. And because I've been thinking about this kind of an earring for such a long time, I thought, like, let's try it out. And I have to say, over the past, like, over 2 weeks, I've gotten used to it. I've gotten a lot of, like, good compliments for it. And for now, we're gonna go with it. Also, what's important to note, because I'm a minimalist, I want stuff to be simple. This is a stay in. Like, I'm showering with this, I'm sleeping with this. There is no earring in the world that has a chance in my life if it's not like possible to keep it in. And luckily, like, I'm not reacting to it or anything. Everything is fine, but you know, I'll keep you updated. But this is the earring I have so far, and you can let me know what you think. Yeah. And I will develop maybe an opinion or a different opinion or a more refined opinion. We will see. But continuing, at the very start of the month, or actually at the very, very end of last month, but I had already like recorded the in and out video for January. At that point, I bought this water bottle / water purifier. So this is just able to like filter water and filter out a lot of like bacteria, viruses, also like lead and other like heavy metals and things like that. And I bought this because in Morocco, like you can usually drink the water, but then tourists are advised to just buy water, and also it doesn't taste great all the time. Like it is chlorinated quite a bit in some areas, and so I bought this just to be safe and to not get like a stomach bug. Yeah, I wasn't super careful with food and water and everything, but I did not get sick, and I'm glad I had it. The water tasted good, and it did cost quite a bit of money, and I do hope to like use it in the future when traveling. 100 euros. But I think, you know, it was kind of necessary. It saved me a lot of plastic. That's an in. For the next thing, let me know your opinion. I bought this postcard. It's like a scene, maybe here's where. It's like a scene from Marrakesh, and it's like a painting. It's like really nice paper. And I bought this to include it in my journal. And I technically like bought this. And maybe you know that I'm doing a low buy. And I have this rule for myself to like buy one thing per month. Like at the end of the year, it is supposed to equal out at like 12 or less things that I have bought for myself. Now, do you think this counts? Because I'm not sure. Like it's a postcard. It's like just this very, very small thing. And technically I have spent money on it and I have bought it for myself. But on the other hand, I just somehow feel like it doesn't really count. So let me know what you think. Honestly, because with this, it's already 3 things this month, and there's the 4th thing. And I'm not afraid that I'm gonna go like over 12 things, because I know there will be other months where I do not buy anything, like January and March, we will see, I don't know. But just, you know, let me know what you think counts and what doesn't, because I'm not sure about it. This is like a scarf, or like a headscarf, also to protect me from the sun in Morocco, but I think I'm also going to use it maybe as a travel towel and just like as an all-around piece of fabric for traveling. But I've been using it as a scarf because I don't know, I don't think that people do this everywhere, but in Germany we definitely just when we're sick, especially if we have like a sore throat, we put a scarf around our necks and we think it helps. But I've had people like comment on my videos that they are not used to doing that. So let me know if you do that in your country. But we like I do that, and it feels good to have like a warm, protected neck when I'm sick, also when it's cold outside. So I've been using it like this, and yeah, it's just another in, right? But then, if you know me, you will not be surprised if I tell you that I have brought back some rocks and a piece of wood. Let's start with a piece of wood. Actually, I don't even know what kind of wood it is. I found it like below some palm trees. I don't know if it's like a palm tree root or something like that, but it's just a pretty light piece of wood, and I'm gonna keep it for now. I don't really know what I'm gonna do with it, but it's pretty. It's kind of, it reminds me of my trip to Morocco. Yeah, I'm like turning into a collector rather than a minimalist, but I'm still trying to keep my overall possessions, small, in a small number, small amount of space. Then I also brought a rock, which is just, it's a volcanic rock somehow, and it looks so interesting. It's almost black. Okay, cannot really see it, and it just has these different interesting textures. Again, it's just like such a pretty thing that I haven't seen like anything similar here. And so I'm gonna keep it for now and have it remind me of my trip. But then, the most exciting thing, the most exciting piece of nature I found in Morocco was actually crystals. So I've always been looking for crystals. In Switzerland there are crystals. I've been looking for them. In Germany there sometimes are. Like I'm looking for crystals, not out of any kind of like spiritual reasons, just because they're pretty. And you can, of course, I don't know, book tours and go search for crystals, but I'd rather and you can buy them, but I want to just find them by myself. And that kind of happened in Morocco, which was amazing. I spent actually quite a few hours searching for crystals. And the one I'm maybe most proud of is this one. Wait. I'm gonna try to show it to you. It's so clear, and it's not like it's not destroyed, because sometimes they get destroyed when you try to get them out of the stone and stuff. It's just pretty. I also have another one here. Actually, I found, it's gonna be hard to show you because it's so small. Actually, I found a bunch of them, and I left a lot of them there, but then also I brought back quite a few, and I want to give them to friends and family. But these three are the ones that I want to keep. Now, I hope you can see it fine. There's just like a bunch of crystals here in this stone. So that was interesting. That was great finding crystals, and for now I'm gonna keep them. But because I've brought back so many stones and pieces of wood, I also decided to declutter the stuff, the rocks I had back home. And so I have like a handful of rocks that I'm gonna let go of, that I kept to make jewelry out of, actually. But now I bought a piece of jewelry, and I just, went through the ones that I have and took all the ones that are not gonna be jewelry and that I don't see myself make anything with in the future. So these are just gonna go back to nature. Also, I did read a little bit, but with all the traveling and the working in the second part of the month, I didn't have that much time to read. And so it's just 2 books, 2.5. I'm like half through a pretty big book. But let me talk about the 2 that I actually finished. This one is called Slow Train, and it's written by Tom Chesshyre. It is a British author, and he goes like on an interrail journey through Europe. And the thing that he does like different from some other people is he takes the slow trains. Like he doesn't try to take the fastest train. He kind of tries to take not maybe the slowest, but definitely like a slow train. And I'm not sure, like there was nothing crazy about this book, but it's just made me fall in love with like train travel even more. It made me research possible train routes through Europe even more. And it made me a little bit angry because this guy is like just drinking too much alcohol. And he's not, I don't know, maybe he's not seeing it. Maybe it's just too normal in our society. But like drinking alcohol every single day is just not healthy. But I can highly recommend you read it. It's very interesting when it comes to like train travel and that like how you can spend time traveling Europe with Interrail. And I think for that it's been a nice read. The other one I read is like a very famous romance novel, I think. In English it's called The Love Hypothesis. In German it's Die theoretische Unwahrscheinlichkeit von Liebe. A bit more complicated this title. By Ali Hazelwood. Yeah. It's been like a light, easy read. And for that, I think it's good because that's actually what I needed and what I wanted to read almost more of. We had elections in Germany and it's, yeah, more like, you know, worldwide politically stuff going on. And just apart from my travel and a lot of work, it's nice to read like some easy, light romance thing. This was a bit, there are a lot of cliches and some things were like, I'm not sure about that. But overall, I can recommend it. It's like, it's nice to read. It's like, as I said, an easy read. And for February, that's it. I had a good month, a full month, as I said. Some things have come into my life. Actually, I have bought, like this month, it's just stuff I bought, apart from like the stones and a piece of wood. And I decluttered some little things. Let me know how your month was. I hope you are having a good time, even though it's like still winter and all the stuff going on in the world. I still hope you're finding time for yourself to share with friends and build community and work on the important stuff. Sometimes we don't see a lot of progress, but we're not giving up. So thank you just so much for watching. I do hope you liked the video. Also, I'm going to link you another video right here that you can check out. And do not forget to check out Patreon if you want to hear all the podcasts I make there. Yeah, maybe the travel series. Check that out too. Or maybe I'm going to link that here because that's what's been going on this month. So I hope to see you there or in another video of mine or in my next video. Goodbye.